Imagine climbing over 600 steps completely barefoot under the scorching Indian sun, all to stand face to face with the world's largest freestanding statue carved from a single rock. A statue that has watched over this land for over 1,000 years. Today, Food Travel in DIY takes you to Shravanabelagola. Our adventure starts right here on NH48, one of the most scenic and well-connected highways in South India, linking Bangalore to Mangalore. As the city gradually fades behind us and the open road stretches ahead, you can already feel that today is going to be something special. Halfway through our journey, we make a pit stop at Hotel Dwaraka, a legendary dhaba that has been welcoming the highway travelers for decades. For anyone making this trip, this is the place to stop, refresh, and fuel up before the real climb begins. A quick chai, a deep breath, and we are back on the road. We have arrived at Vindhyagiri Hill, and this is where it gets real. These steps, over 600 of them, are the only way up to the Gomateswara statue. And here is the rule: no footwear whatsoever. You climb every single step barefoot as a mark of respect and devotion for this sacred ground. Fun fact: Vindhyagiri Hill rises approximately 143 meters above the ground, roughly the height of a 47-story building. Every barefoot step on this ancient granite is a reminder that millions of pilgrims have walked this exact path before you for over 1,000 years. As we climb higher, the view begins to open up in the most breathtaking way. Below us, the peaceful town of Shravanabelagola unfolds like a painting, with the ancient sacred water tank glistening in the sunlight. The serenity up here is something the city will never give you. Take a moment to breathe it all in. Midway up, we encounter the ancient fort walls of Shravanabelagola alongside beautifully preserved Kannada inscriptions carved directly into the rock face. Fun fact: the inscriptions at Shravanabelagola are among the oldest Kannada language inscriptions ever discovered, some dating back over 1,000 years. Think about that. Real words carved into stone by real human hands, preserved perfectly for you and me to read today. History doesn't get more alive than this. Just outside the temple, we stop in our tracks at the magnificent Tyagada Brahmadeva pillar. This towering, intricately carved stone pillar is an absolute masterpiece of ancient Jain craftsmanship. Fun fact: the Brahmadeva pillar at Shravanabelagola is believed to date back to around 1129 CE. That makes it nearly 900 years old. As we move closer to the temple, the rock face itself becomes the canvas. Beautiful carvings etched directly into the living stone appear to depict Mahavira, the 24th and final Tirthankara of Jainism. Just outside the main temple, we spot smaller statues of Gomateswara, beautifully carved previews of the magnificent giant that awaits us inside. Each one radiates the same stillness and calm that defines the entire sacred space. Fun fact: Gomateswara, also known as Bahubali, is revered in Jainism as a symbol of the ultimate renunciation. He gave up an entire kingdom to seek spiritual liberation. Now here's something that stopped me completely in my tracks. Look at this. A massive ancient granite rock so enormous, so immovable, that the fort wall was literally constructed right through it instead of around it. Fun fact: this is the Archean granite, some of the oldest rock material on the planet. The ancient builders didn't fight nature, they worked with it, incorporating this giant rock seamlessly into the fort's architecture. Ingenious doesn't even begin to cover it. Walking further towards the temple, we pass through a gallery of beautifully carved pillars depicting dancers frozen in time. Every pose, every expression, every fold of their ancient garments captured in stone with extraordinary precision. These aren't just decorations, they are celebrations of life, art, devotion, and the incredible skill of the artisans who built this place over 1,000 years ago. The inscriptions continue along the side of the rock. Records of kings, donors, and events, preserved not in books that could burn or rot, but etched permanently into stone. Fun fact: many of these inscriptions document the history of the Western Ganga dynasty. The walls here are alive with stunning carvings of fish and serpents. Then we spot something more dramatic. Carved depictions of warriors horses, and elephants marching across the ancient stone. These vivid scenes record the power and military might of the dynasties that once ruled these lands and chose to dedicate their greatest resources to building the sacred site. This is a living history written not in textbooks but in stone. Standing here surrounded by 1,000 years of devotion, artistry, and history carved into every surface, I feel something I genuinely cannot put into words. This is exactly why I travel. This is exactly why I documented these places, and this is exactly why I share these moments with you. If this journey is moving you even a little bit, please subscribe to Food Travel and DIY right now. We are a small but deeply passionate community of explorers and history lovers. Every single subscriber pushes us to keep going, keep discovering, and keep sharing this incredible journey of India with the world. Hit that button, it takes just 1 second and it meets the world to us. We pause again at the top to take in the panoramic view one more time. And this time, knowing everything we've seen and learned, the landscape below feels even more meaningful. The ancient town, the water body, the distant hills. On a clear day, you can see for miles in every direction from up here. Pure, unfiltered peace. Surrounding the main temple are beautiful smaller shrines, each one dedicated to various Jain deities and Tirthankaras, each meticulously maintained, each radiating its own quiet, powerful energy. More ornately carved pillars frame the outer temple area, each one telling a different story, each one a testament to the extraordinary skill and devotion of craftsmen who gave their lives to creating something that would outlast them by 1,000 years. Fun fact, the stone carving tradition at sites like Shravanabelagola used no modern adhesives or mortar. The structures were built using incredible precision in stone fitting techniques, many of which modern engineers still find difficult to fully replicate. Here we find an ancient edict, a formal inscription describing the story and significance of the Gomateswara statue. Alongside it stands a small idol, a quiet companion to the great giant within. This edict tells us that the statue was commissioned in 981 CE by Chavuntaraya, a brilliant military commander and minister of the Western Ganga dynasty King Ramachala IV, a man who wanted to immortalize his devotion and his mother's wishes in the most permanent way imaginable: stone. And there it is, the moment every single one of those 600 plus barefoot steps was worth. The Gomateswara statue, standing 57 feet, that is 17.4 meters tall, carved in 981 CE from a single piece of granite. This is officially the world's largest freestanding statue carved from a single rock. Let that sink in. Over 1,000 craftsmen, a single rock. No machines, and the vines you see climbing up the legs of the statue are intentional. They symbolize the profound, unmoving meditation of Bahubali, who stood so perfectly still in spiritual penance that the forest itself grew around him. I have visited many incredible places, but standing at the feet of Gomateswara is something I will never ever forget. Arranged around the base of the great Gomateswara are smaller, beautifully carved deities, each one positioned in reverence around the great figure. Fun fact, every 12 years, Shravanabelagola hosts the spectacular Mahamastakabhisheka ceremony, a grand anointing ritual where thousands of liters of milk, saffron and sandalwood paste and precious substances are poured over the 57-foot statue from scaffolding above. Millions of devotees attend from around the world. The next ceremony is one of the most anticipated cultural events in India. Before we leave the sacred place, we find the traditional foot washing area, a beautiful, humbling ritual that connects us to millions of pilgrims who have walked these same ancient stones across 1,000 years of history. We came as travelers, we leave as something a little bit more. And with hearts that are absolutely full of history, wonder, awe, and a deep, renewed love for the incredible heritage of India, we begin our journey home. That same smooth highway that carried us now carries us back. But we are not the same people who left this morning. Shravanabelagola doesn't just impress you, it changes you. If this journey moved you even a fraction of how much it moved me, please subscribe to Food Travel and DIY right now. Drop a like on this video, share it with somebody who loves India, and tell me in the comments, would you climb those 600 steps barefoot? I am absolutely reading every single comment. Until our next adventure together, peace.